Oh, it's at least a 20-second time left. Fast? Good. You should get an answer really quick. They're really fast to respond. At least on my... Every time I've asked a question, I got a response within 5 minutes.
He said we'd go hunting this morning. Why isn't he here? Where's he gone to?
Isn't it Saturday, by the way? The GDQ schedule is coming up. It's gonna be interesting seeing what game's on there.
What's going on with him?
No, but would you?
Of course.
If this one, yeah. Stop.
I've got what I need.
I really hope. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the biggest submission list ever. I feel like, what was it, like 3,000 submissions or something like that? It was crazy. Like, there was an insane amount of submissions for this GDQ. I really hope Anthony Calver gets in with The Last of Us. I feel like he deserves it at this point. Been running that game for a long time. And this is the 7th time he has submitted The Last of Us to GDQ, and he has still not gotten in. I feel like that game actually deserves to be on a GDQ. But it's really hard to get a game on the GDQ list that are 3 hours long and is not called Zelda or Mario. As God forbid we remove one of the Mega Man's games. We can't have a GDQ without at least 12 Mega Man games on the schedule. Because everybody fucking loves Mega Man. I don't care what anybody says, GDQ is so biased towards Nintendo games. It's not even funny.
So, look for. You should be. For.
Yeah, I feel like if they accept anything this year from NST, it's probably gonna be Crash 2, because they have already done 3 and 1.
Aloy! It's you!
What's
caught there? Well, anyway, you know.
Cheers.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, exactly. At least, I would say GDQ always has a PlayStation block. But I feel like recently the PlayStation block has been like 4 games and then done. No matter what anybody argues, PlayStation is the biggest franchise in gaming. That's not an argument. That's a fact.
What's
Polly? Oh,
wait?
No.
Whoa. Hey.
Like, I feel like the last GDQ only had like 4 PlayStation games.
I thought.
And that was it.
Anyway.
Like... And then Nintendo just has everything. And I understand PlayStation games are not as popular as speedruns, but still, in general, they are popular.
There's only. I have some questions for him.
Yeah, I've heard better.
Oh, so this is cute.
Oh, I.
215 Nintendo games because we need 9 Marios every... Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure the... Oh. I just had to check my phone. It kept blinking. I thought somebody was calling all the time. But it was just messages. It looked like a phone call. Couldn't tell because my phone was upside down. Where was I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the whole Mega Man thing, the reason why they always have a Mega Man blog and a lot of Mega Man games is because the people that started GDQ were Mega Man speedrunners. Of course there's a bias there. I'm pretty sure like the two guys, or like the main guys that run GDQ are Mega Man runners.
All you need is to finish. That makes all but one. Is the outcast coming?
She was behind me!
Strong,
No way but forward now.
Right there.
I can't see!
Come on now. Faster. Stop dragging. Hey, gotta keep going.
The Elkjaer!
On the old trail?
Is she crazy?
Good. I'm gaining.
Look!
Doesn't Mega Man count as Nintendo games? I guess they kind of do. I mean, recently Mega Man games hasn't been tied to Nintendo, but like the old ones, which are the popular games, they are Nintendo games.
They had a try, but I had the wild
Screw you, Rob.
precision. Not enough. Must be perfect.
I'll remember it. Don't worry.
Come on, you can make it.
It's the minute. 7 seconds.
Too many of them! We can't win!
Keep fighting!
Oh no! There's more! They can't
Watch out! There's more of them!
How many are there?
Really good.
They must have found me before I got out.
But yeah, another thing with DDQ, the people that usually defends DDQ and says they're not biased towards Nintendo games are usually people that play Nintendo games.
Inside the mountain.
And don't get me wrong, I don't have too much against Nintendo games. I just feel like they have too many of them compared to the other guys.
And to die near one's mother was sacred. Love fought it, of course, but Jet sided with me.
Is my mother here? Am I-
Yeah, you had to be blind to not see that, that's true.
Please, just follow me.
You said the tribe is on the brink of extinction.
Equality? Yeah,
What
exactly.
happened?
After the massacre at the Proving, a great war party was sent after the killers.
I also feel like there are certain games that are in every single GDQ and maybe they should give them a break. Like, I know on Super Mario 64 it's the most popular speedrun ever. But please, I think we have seen every category at this point.
So the killers got away?
And beg for All Mother's mercy, as though she would not want us to.
And Ocarina of Time. I feel like that game is there every time.
Plan.
This was my plan. To show you where you were born and loose you to follow the destiny All Mother intended for you. The other High Matriarchs are waiting for us. No,
Even
yet. If any, may.
I'm pretty sure there was a GDQ not long ago where they actually didn't have a SM64. But of course they decided to have Super Mario Galaxy 3-hour run and a 3-hour run of Sunshine to compensate. They attract viewers and money. I'm pretty sure certain other games could attract easily as much money. Because most viewers are casual viewers, they're not speedrun viewers.
If you or do
Most people that watch GDQ don't speedrun or watch speedruns outside of GDQ.
gotta get in position. Here it comes.
Watch the Striders! It's giving them back!
It's down!
I can't.
That was really good.
But
I know.
It is 1 second off my best starter ever.
test this override device.
My best start ever is 1016.
It worked. Striders.
Pretty sure that was when I golded my proving last time. Got that. Oh yeah, ESA. I like the ESA one where they did the relay race.
Sounds exciting.
The relay race is pretty cool.
Watch yourselves! Bring it closer!
No. If
I'm pretty sure next ESA it wouldn't surprise me if they did a 120 star run with a 120 people.
the speed's walking.
The goddess protect.
My whole life.
But yeah, I was watching that. It was hilarious.
The world just got bigger. I should try overriding other kinds of machines. Probably can't ride them all, but I might find a use for them.
Shut up, Rob. Don't you have to make some tea or something? It's gonna be interesting seeing the schedule. But one thing I really don't like about GDQ is their awful block. I feel like that's so unnecessary.
That man. He doesn't look normal.
And there's some people that really like that awful block. I just really find it
Maybe I can skip.
annoying or like really not worth watching. And then again, I prefer watching speedruns of games I've played myself. Yeah, they're good when they're short games, and I think most games in the awful block are like 10 minutes, or around 10 minutes. But yeah, that's true. It's nice that they at least keep it short, but I feel like they have a long ass block for just awful games. You mean runs has gotten shorter over time? Yeah, I feel like there's less and less long runs. I feel like a long run in the past couple of GDQs has been just over an hour. Like the average run is probably around half an hour. But I can I get the idea behind having shorter runs because it allows for more runs overall.
An alert. Something's sending a signal.
But also, you also have to consider it's not easy to make a schedule like that. There's so much stuff that goes into it. Just think about the guys that run ESA. They have to make 2 schedules for 2 streams. Because ESA has 2 streams. Which is pretty cool. I guess GDQ could also have a second stream, but I'm pretty sure they would think it would take away from the mainstream. But the way the ESA does it, at least the way they say they do it, is they try to keep the runs that are running at the same time completely different. So that if people necessarily don't like the run that is on the mainstream, they can just switch to the second stream. I guess if GDQ did the same thing, they probably wouldn't lose viewers. They would probably maintain viewers that way.
burned stronger than usual. The flames, they're burning it.
That's the thing I liked about ESA, that if you don't like the first stream, you could just go to the second stream and do probably something different. I remember they had a, I think it was this year, they had a need for speedrun on the main stream, and I found that to be really boring, so I went to the second stream and watched some Pokemon instead. I think it was Pokemon Run. Or was on the other one. I like that idea, that you can just switch if you don't like what you're watching. And I don't have to send a video if you don't want to. I believe you. Wouldn't surprise me that you can go even further down.
Here they come. Corrupted washers.
Good corrupted zone. Let's try to actually have a good fight up here now.
Time to see if the Carja Forge will let me cross over the mountains.
I believe you. I'm pretty sure you can go really far down that zipline. If you have the right angle and the right momentum. It wouldn't surprise me.
Sounds of fighting. Has something attacked the Carja? A
Turn
corruptor.
back, girl! These machines are dangerous!
To have a good fucking fight at the fort. Whenever I have good corrupted zones, I keep doing badly there.
The world beyond the sacred land. I need to find Owen and learn everything he knows. Who the killers were, how they saw me through his focus. Who the woman is. One who looks like me.
Rolling off might do that. It's a bit YOLO.
This trail leads
Yeah, that would be a bit risky. Doing a roll jump there.
He will talk.
At that point.
He will pay for all the lives he's
I don't think that would be worth it. I feel like you would lose too many runs to it. Even though something saves time, it might not mean it's gonna be in the run. Because if it doesn't have a high success rate, it's not worth it. Because it would be annoying having a, say, if you had a trick that only worked like 30% of the time, it would be so annoying to reset 2 out of 3 times in that spot. Even if it was early on in the game, it would be annoying. Yeah, exactly. I think in speedrunning terms you would call that a non-RTA strat. Something a TAS only would do. TAS strats, I think people refer to it as. But usually TAS strats are way more complicated. Usually. I don't think a TAS of Horizon would be that interesting because all of the combat would just be aimbot, so it wouldn't be interesting to watch. I don't think a TAS of a shooter game would ever be interesting. Because the way a computer would aim would just be so unrealistic, it wouldn't be fun to watch. And then all you're left with is the movement. TASs are really good for platformers and stuff. But when the main focus of a game is combat or combat that involves shooting, then a task would not make it look impressive. It would basically just look like somebody was using aimbot. I don't know if I've ever seen a task of any shooter game, but I'm pretty sure that what it would look like. I'm sure there are tasks of shooter games, but pretty sure it would just be aimbot.
Watch out for the Osram virgins.
My fate to only experience adventure in the glyph books?
But tasks are pretty cool. My favorite task to watch out there is Spyro 3 117% by Netrovsky. He made a really good task for that game. And his task is, I believe it's still 40 minutes faster than the record, so that's pretty impressive.
But all goods entering the city are subject to search. This is outrageous. We're loyal citizens.
The fun thing about it is most of the gameplay actually looks like something a human could do, but it's so perfect throughout the entire run that obviously it's a human would never do it. That's the cool thing about it. It isn't just using strats that are completely undoable by a human. Like, for example, if you watch a Super Mario 64 task, it's ridiculous strats you do in that.
Over of as you there.
A lot, not many.
We're
How I
hard.
the kid.
It does.
I need.
But
No.
but
I don't.
he's not.
Okay.
I
I need.
okay.
Hey, come back. Olin's place is this way.
So many people here.
I thought you wanted to go to Olin's place.
What did he mean about Ursa's murder?
Not now.
Here we are. Try not to break anything.
Corner of this road is.
All in the day, girl. You're wasting time.
Look, let's give it a look. Looks like Olin kept a journal.
Olin? I knew he could read contracts, but I never took him for a poet.
No doubt now. Olin knew I was targeted.
You know I don't play the lottery, right?
The glyphs show places he visited.
If I'm gonna put money towards something like that, I would much rather just bet on sports games.
How did
I know the chance of winning money or winning a lot of money is a lot lower, but I feel like with the knowledge of the sport, my chance of winning something would be higher. Yeah, playing the lottery would not be. Even though if I won the lottery, I would be cool, but. But yeah, if I won 123 million pounds, I would never work a day in my life again. I'd probably still speedrun because I do like doing it. But I would probably also like to travel the world if I won that amount of money. Go out to a lot of places. Yeah, but I don't give money to homeless people either. If I'm gonna do something charitable, I would much rather donate it to some sort of charity. Speedrun the world, yeah. I can tell you, if you want that amount of money, the first place I would go would be Australia. That's a place I always wanted to go to. I'll probably do some sort of cross-country with Australia, starting in Perth. And go all the way to Sydney and Melbourne.
Ho!
And then probably jump over to New Zealand. Maybe Fiji as well. Or some of the other islands up there.
forgive and
Who?
Excellent.
It was really good.
I know the. I'm the.
Never donate to charities anymore.
What do I don't when they and you said
Fair enough.
paid
Such
and what I've
Definitely know there are some problems with some charities, but
go to
I didn't.
the gold? Yes, it is. Here we go, boys. This run is pretty good right now. Might be one of the best pace runs I've ever had. There are two donations I have donated money to, and that's the Danish Prevent Cancer Foundation and Save the Children one. Those are the ones I would prefer donating to. I donated a good amount of money to prevent cancer, just because a lot of family have died to cancer.
he's in trouble.
Fuck off, Watcher.
What are you?
Right.
That aim there.
No, sir. The shot. Yeah. Come on.
And that's a problem. And isn't it? I'm afraid to mention something wrong because we're talking about charities. But isn't it the one called WSPA or something, like 50% of their budget or their donations goes to commercials or something like that? Which is a little weird to think about.
This is it.
Or what they call spreading awareness. I know it's one of the... It's a charity that does something about animals. I don't know if it's WSPA or whatever it's called. Don't take my word for it. Pretty sure it's one of them. It has like a 50% budget on commercials.
Why fake an ambush?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's somebody that probably has a way higher commercial budget, which is a little bit disgusting, but I understand they have to spread awareness somehow, but still. Pretty sure a charity would find ways to get somebody to sponsor it or something.
Uh-oh. What's that?
A bit risky there.
I think it's
Pretty sure maybe they could find some sponsors that would pay for the commercials instead.
These look like Vanguard weapons. There's no blood on them. Versus men didn't fight back.
Yeah, exactly. There's some charities
They're shattered.
that unfortunately you don't hear much about because they don't have a high commercial budget.
Seen before.
It's obviously
What are those leather
another
straps?
problem. I guess they have to spread awareness somehow.
A knife. And a rock with blood on it.
Unfortunately, the way a lot of charities do is obviously TV commercials, but TV commercials are really expensive. We have pink ribbon. I actually bought a pair of I actually had a pair of pink basketball shoe ones because the money I spent on them would go to breast cancer, and they looked pretty good, even though they were pink. Those are definitely nice splits, yeah. But again, there's still a lot of run left.
Here we go again.
I'll just try to do my best and see where we end up. But yeah, I've had some pink basketball shoes. Yeah, man, you don't wear pink? Fair enough. I don't think I would ever wear some pink clothing, but shoes? Yes, it's okay. Especially when it's sports shoes like basketball shoes, I don't think it matters too much. But yeah, I'd probably never wear a pink shirt or something. Mostly because I don't think pink would look that good on me. Most of my clothes are black, and if it's not black, it's usually red or blue. I feel like those are the only colors that look somewhat good. On me, at least. Fair enough. Wearing pink shoes to a metal concert? That's fucking metal.
Her name is Elizabeth Suffolk.
Go on. What do you know about it?
I'm pretty sure you would say that, Rob, when you saw the paycheck the club is paying you. I'm pretty sure if you got the money that an EPL player makes, you would just shut up and do what you're told. Yeah. When you get a little bit older, Crusher, you have to do. Your mom will no longer be doing that for you. And then you get to an age where you just pick whatever is at the top of the shelf in your drawer.
An explosion.
Good.
All weapons operational. We have a problem.
Did it. Those things.
Fucking shit.
What the hell was that?
Whatever.
Hey! Mysterious.
Terrible fight. Terrible fight with a bad skin.
Or a statue of one, anyway. A machine.
Welcome to Faro Automated Solutions, where all the problems of tomorrow are being solved today.
You're 25, by the way? Oh.
With over 25,000
Hold on.
human employees based in nations and corporate holdings across the globe, Faro leads the world in every sector.
Trying to
of
process a good
self-sustaining,
answer.
fully automated technology.
Looks like the way up.
So, how's the weather?
Like the Faro Focus, to the dynamic chariot line of peacekeeping robots halting bloodshed in conflict zones across the globe. Faro remains committed to making the future smarter, brighter, safer, and always surprising.
Let me just get to the top here and then I'll spawn to chat again.
Most of the way. Let's can find a way.
Whether
to
it's
get
hot?
up here.
Where the hell do you live where it's
So
hot?
They made the focus.
Pretty cold.
25,000.
Just a dude sitting in Scandinavia.
Bigger than a tribe. So
It's usually pretty cold here, even though we have had one of the hottest summers ever
common in their world.
this year. It's starting to become fall. It's almost so cold I can't wear shorts anymore.
The snow's got a bite out here.
Oh, I thought I failed that. That was close. Where do you live again, Gandir? Where it's 30 at noon?
The way up. All it takes is a few good handholds. All right, made it.
All data has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy our privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
The file has been recovered.
Elizabeth, good to, it's been years.
Where's your legal team,
In
Ted?
Arizona? Oh, that explains it.
I dropped all 18
I know where
boxes
Arizona
when
is.
we landed.
It's pretty much just a desert.
I assume your data confirms this.
Alright, this promises to be
Isn't it top tier waifu? He also lives in Arizona, I think.
You know, get
Usually watches my streams every now and then.
Screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So spit it out.
Why would you live in a desert? Sounds horrible.
village in the chariot line.
You're killer robots.
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So
We're
shut
apart.
this down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Fair enough.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Probably gonna lose some time on this split.
Ted Farley
Bad fight
was
and bad skip.
Slavic here, but they hated each other.
To be fair, my PB had the same, but still, I'm probably losing time.
It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
More heat
It's
required.
not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel,
In emergencies.
and you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm answers to now is itself.
You think I did?
Everything else is just
Um,
and at the rate
I
it's
don't really need it.
It will strip the earth bare in
I mean,
15
if you use some health potions in the early game, there's some backup potions in those boxes.
extinction.
But usually I just pick them up because I have nothing else to do, and
While it's contained.
It's not contained.
it's just kind of a habit at this point.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because back when I first started this game, backup potions was a big part of the run, because I usually used a lot of potions throughout the run.
Recommend, I'll do.
As you can imagine, I wasn't as good at the game, so I tend to lose a lot of health. So, yeah, backup potions was a huge deal back then, and then I looted a lot of boxes along the run to get
All
them.
life on Earth, but somehow she defeated them. The world of the old ones
Yeah, when I
fell,
did
but
need them.
life went on.
So,
Or
I should be able to get through a run every time now without using all 12.
Jesus, Liz. There has to be.
Like the average run, I finished a run with like something like,
With this?
I don't know,
This?
around 4 or 5 health potions left. The average run, and we're talking the big health potions.
It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
And then my first couple of runs, I also used the yellow health potions
Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
to get a little extra health in certain fights.
I know.
But that's really unnecessary at this point.
US Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General
Hey Rush,
Harris and the
how's
rest
it going?
of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Breaks your heart to pass a
Now, your
crate.
choice is what I tell
Yeah.
them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn.
And to be fair, there's so many backup potions throughout the run, so
Or don't sign.
even if you're not that good at the game, you should be able to go through it without really worrying about potions. And if it goes really bad, you can buy potions when you get to Zero Dawn, because there's a merchant right where you need to go in Zero Dawn. So yeah, health potions should never be a problem for anybody.
From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the
And of course, on easy difficulty, I never use a single health potion, because I never lose that much health on easy.
God forgive me.
Unless it's easy any percent. Easy any percent, you. Health potions are a little important, but not that. That's just because you're so low leveled, you take a lot of damage.
Someday we'll meet in person.
Only lost a second. That's good enough, I guess. Yeah, you can only have 12 of each potions. $500 pieces of meat. Yeah.
My focus is picking up some kind of signals. Maybe I can scan it.
To be fair, on easy difficulty, you could just use the War Chief armor, and that heals you whenever you lose something. Or whenever you lose a little bit of health, it can heal you up really fast if you play on easy difficulty.
This must be the rise Sona's runner told me about. The war chief stopped here. Dressings for...
Blame those metal blocks.
I should try.
Yeah, the War Chief armor you get in the DLC for beating air attack and becoming the War Chief. So yeah, it's a DLC armor.
Sona and her braves
It slowly heals you over time. But it heals you very slowly, so it wouldn't be beneficial in ultra hard. But on easy difficulty, it's kind of useful, because then you never have to stop and use a potion. Ever. On easy difficulty, it would be the best to just use that instead of the Shield Weaver. I guess it's more of a preference. Yes, you shouldn't have to heal anyway, but...
Dead sawtooth. Maybe Sona took it out. She could be close.
Yo, has he
he-
art show? The killers are just across this ridge.
I'm still
digging
getting a
the
signal from
cursed
my
earth.
focus.
The sin of the ancients is buried in that soil. Corrupter demons.
I know of them. I killed one at Mother's Watch.
Bold claim. I wonder if you'll live up to it.
Hostile spotted!
Good.
This was a gift.
You're
My
no.
she and
Oh!
do it.
Commanders, over the past month, accidental blaze explosions have killed a dozen men. Here in the Ring of Metal, I've taken the precaution of placing our entire stockpile in a covered shelter. Safe from stray sparks and
The reason why I loot the 2 scrappers and the box there is because when I have to press triangle to talk to Sona and Val here, and if there's stuff I can loot right next to it, it can prevent me from talking to Val and Sona.
A blaze stockpile inside. I found some. Damn. There's
blood. Please.
I'll send.
So, in case you were wondering why I was looting those things there, because they are in the way, basically. How do you choose when you use the bow or the sling? The sling is very good at killing smaller enemies. And the bow is very effective against bigger enemies. Also, the sling can kill multiple things in one shot. Because of the splash damage. And the sling does a lot more damage to multiple targets if you hit the ground next to the things instead of hitting them directly. I don't know why that is, but just keep that in mind. So if you see me shooting at a bunch of enemies, I usually hit the ground if I'm using the sling, because it does more damage that way. And in terms of the war chief split there, it's just faster because a lot of the enemies there tend to be grouped together, so there's a high possibility you can get some double kills there. And also because all of the enemies right there are alerted, and when they are alerted, they move around. So you want to use the blast ring just because it's easier to hit them with a blast shot than it is with a bow when they're moving around. Because you don't have to hit them directly, basically. You can see it here in the camps. At the first camp here, I used a sling a lot more than I compared to the second camp, where I don't use it at all. But in the second camp, all the enemies are pretty much standing still, except for one. So the bow is a lot more beneficial. Plus, the bow allows me to be stealthy, so they don't start moving around. But here in the first camp, it's impossible to do the first camp stealthy and do it fast. I switched to the bow for that guy right there, just because he's behind cover and he's hard to hit.
I'll do what I have to.
This guy usually moves around, that's why I take him out with a sling. Sometimes he stands still, but it's just safer to shoot him with a sling. And I use a fire arrow to hit the barrel on the back to take out the 2 guys in the back. But on the second camp you want to be stealthy, because if you're stealthy on the second camp, all of the enemies are going to be stationary. And of course, a stationary enemy is just a lot easier to kill. And some human enemies you don't want to use the sling on, because the sling doesn't one-shot some human enemies, for example. Oh, I didn't get spotted.
Spotted something.
So here in the second camp I probably could use a strat where I use the sling, but there are 2 enemies at that camp that I'm not gonna die in a one-shot from a sling, so it's not worth it. The 2 enemies I headshot at that camp will not die to a slingshot. If they don't die to a slingshot, a body shot with the arrows, then and they probably won't die either, so he's moving. Didn't get him. Oh, come on. That last guy was a little annoying the way he hid. But yeah. That's basically the gist of it. Of course, up here when I go into the ring of metal, I use the slingshot because every single enemy besides the bellow bag in the ring of metal is a one shot to the sling, and they are usually grouped up together, so I can get a lot of 2-for-1s in the ring of metal.
Go now. We wait on your signal.
But that was a lot of explanation. But hopefully somebody learned something from that.
You do have a plan, right?
You followed me this far.
Also, negative to the blast sling is it doesn't have a whole lot of ammo. It only has 12 shots.
Patience, Farrell.
What's that?
You'll know soon enough.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Up you go.
I guess it wasn't for nothing.
Take my hand.
Heard something above. Get under some cover. From the shadow.
I need to set up this place before it's too late.
Got eyes.
Ew. That worked.
Time to catch her.
Obi. Is that right? I'm always afraid I'm gonna miss one guy or something like that. What is that? There's a lot of things in this game that can make me really mad.
Here. Or our all by.
Every time I tried to talk to Aaron, the damn mount got in the way and kept climbing aboard. Yeah. You have to watch out for a mount. Because the triangle prompt for the mount is usually the same as a lot of other things. It's really annoying. It happens a lot at the campfire, was just at. Campfire, you start Revenge of the North at. A lot of times. Right now I fully focus on ultra hard. And if I'm gonna do 100% again, I'm probably gonna do it on, I'll most likely just do it on ultra hard. To be honest, it was fun routing the other category, like regular 100%, it's just, it's a little boring because of the story difficulty. I just don't find it interesting. The only hard part about that run is, of course, it's a long run and just remembering everything. Besides that, like, the combat isn't that difficult. You play it on story difficulty. So that's why I don't really want to do it again. I'd much rather do something else, if I'm honest. Also, I don't think I'm gonna run the game on easy again. It's just I don't find any, I don't get any satisfaction out of it. So yeah, like personally, I'm not interested. A thing I actually would like to see, but I'm not sure if it's ever gonna be a thing. I could just make it my own thing, is an all quest speedrun on ultra hard. I feel like that could be fun. It wouldn't be 100%, but it would at least be all of the quests. Problem with 100% ultra hard is, of course, the shot grind you would have to do. But as I said, I have promised I will do a 100% ultra hard run if we hit 10 subscribers. We're halfway there. Feel free to call me a sellout for mentioning it. In terms of other things, I would like to get into doing some challenge runs for the game.
Power lines, resources. That makes one.
Yeah, thank you, Crashy. You don't want me be selling out all the time. Forget my fans. I'm just gonna plaster product placement all over the screen. You can't barely see the gameplay for all the ads. That'd be fun. And every 5 minutes I would mention some commercial. Complete sellout. I wonder how fast you would lose your viewer base if you did that. I think a lot of people would see it as a joke, but obviously it would. The joke would be bad after a very short time. But yeah, I want to focus on ultra hard because that's what I found the most fun and challenging. And then challenge runs I like to do.
It's not flat like you thought.
Number one sellout? Oh, come on. There's definitely people that sell out more than me.
So our world is a globe. And it looks like this.
Yeah.
From a distance.
We'll discuss this another time. Back to the matter at hand.
The Pharaoh robots were spreading across the world, eating everything up. Somehow, Elizabeth stopped them before it was too late. But how?
There are some challenge runs I want to do at some point. I basically made a list where every time I have an idea, I'm gonna write it on there. How am I not touching it? Alternative games to run, I don't know yet. I have some ideas, but I don't know. I was thinking a lot, like 2 weeks ago, I was thinking a lot about maybe doing the new God of War, but I tried to run off screen or off stream because I didn't have any internet. Didn't Didn't really like it. I felt like it had too much downtime. That was really long. Wouldn't mind a long run as long as there was gameplay the whole time. But when there's a lot of downtime and the run is already long, that not really. No. So probably not God of War unless something happens to the speedrun that makes it more interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of monologues, exactly. A lot of walk and talk stuff. But interesting. Just to point out, in case somebody were wondering again, the reason why I loot a lot of stuff in there is not only backup potions, also I want to get a lot of medicine for the next split. Eclipse Space. Because Eclipse Space you can lose a lot of health. You can't really heal up using potions because you have to run the whole time, so that's why I want the medicine. Because you can heal up while running when you use medicine.
By giving them something to fight for. Zero Dawn, the top secret super weapons program.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll learn some other run. We'll see. Of course, right now my main focus is sub 2 hours on this. So even if I learned another run, it wouldn't be changing my focus at all. So it's up to. I still feel like I'm a step away from sub 2 hours, but sub 201 should happen anytime. I just need a run where certain things get clicked together. I've had runs that had the potential, but certain things went wrong. That ended it.
Then I'll be off.
Games I'm kind of interested in when they come out. That could be a potential good speedruns.
What is that?
Is Red Dead Redemption 2 and the Spyro trilogy.
Point the way. Zero. Now, how am I?
Red Dead Redemption 2 might be a really long speedrun, but I don't know. We'll see when it comes out. Of course, the Spyro trilogy is a lot different from, I guess, Horizon, but I really like Spyro, so yeah. Spyro is like my childhood game. So if the trilogies are good, I might spend some time with them. Because I like Spyro. Like collecting gems, huh? Yeah, exactly. It's so satisfying. Will I play Cyberpunk? I mean, that game is still far out, and I haven't seen any gameplay from Cyberpunk, so I don't know.
Yes, and we just come to ask a favor.
But I have a feeling Cyberpunk is not gonna be a very good speedrun. If it's like The Witcher, which I'm pretty sure CD Projekt Red has said, it's gonna be kind of like The Witcher, just future,
I'm not here to intrude.
then it's most likely not gonna be a good speedrun. But I'll probably play it, but I haven't seen much about it. And most of the stuff that is about Cyberpunk is speculative. How do you say that? Speculative? Speculations at this point, so. I know there's a gameplay video. I just haven't watched it.
The most important thing is what he isn't.
I usually am not really interested in games until they're closer to release. I know you meant casually, Crashy. It's just usually when people ask if I'm gonna play certain games, they usually mean speedrunning. But yeah. But a rule I definitely have for speedruns: I would never speedrun anything I hadn't played casually. It's just a personal opinion. But no matter what, I would definitely play the games casually first. Even though I'm 100% gonna run the Spyro trilogy, I'm gonna play them casually first. I wouldn't speedrun straight off the bat, even though I probably could. Because it's a remaster. Spyro the Dragon was the first video game I ever owned. And also the first video game I ever completed. Completed fully. To be fair, it's an easy game, but still has some nostalgia because of that. So when the trilogy comes out, I'm most likely gonna be running Spyro the Dragon, which is the first game. The other two are not really interesting for speedrunning in my opinion, because they have a lot of mini games compared to the first one, which is just basically collecting gems and moving around. I don't feel like mini games make for good speedruns. That's the plan right now. I've heard some people say the new Spider-Man game is actually somewhat an interesting speedrun game, but I don't know. I'm not really interested in Spider-Man. Most likely not gonna play it.
Let's see you catch us.
But yeah, no matter what, I probably couldn't run Horizon forever. At some point I probably would burn out. Right now I'm really motivated to keep playing. Obviously. And even if I found another speed game, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna run Horizon, of course. Would just be something else to have. Whenever you either don't want to do Horizon, which there are definitely days you don't want to do them.
Yeah, the handholds. That one said they'd be.
Do Horizon
Did you
runs.
get that silence? No?
It would be nice to have something
Good name you got there. All right. What now?
Wait, that's what.
Tight.
And I also don't want to run too many games. I know there are a lot of people out there that run a ton of games, but I'm not gonna do that. If I'm gonna run something, I would like to put time into it and... Fuck off! No, 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 no. No! Oh, piece of shit. Yeah, I don't want to be running a lot of games because I'd like to, the games I want to run, I would like to put in a good amount of time to and actually compete at the top level, or at least have a good times in them, rather than just...
Don't run out now! Fight!
Thank God. Alright, still not a bad split, but at least I got that first try. Elkjaer 2, that's the guy that runs all the Assassin's Creed games, right? But yeah, I mean, you could do that. Like, the Assassin's Creed are very similar games, I would imagine. I've never seen an Assassin's Creed speedrun, so I know he runs the game. But yeah, obviously he runs a lot of games, but most of the games are very similar, so it wouldn't really matter too much. I'm more saying like a lot of different games, you know. If there were a lot of games like Horizon out there, I would probably run them, but Horizon is a very unique game. There's not really much out there that's like Horizons.
Yeah, you think? What do you think I'm doing? Taking a nap? Oh.
How about no run?
What? Got it. Yeah, I noticed.
Keep running! Watch out for Eclipse!
Bridge in sight.
That's the way out!
I know.
Actually, I didn't lose that much time, so it's fine. I thought I was gonna lose more. That's actually, that's right. And also, if I were to learn another game, I wouldn't do that many categories. I also would prefer to have a very few categories in the games I run, because the more categories you have, the more, or the less time you have to put into each one. Which is another thing. I just personally like to keep my focus on a few things. Because it's definitely very rare you see anybody who runs a lot of games and have good times in a lot of games. Like, you don't see that often. I think Elkjaer Tutu is the only one I can think of that runs a ton of games and probably has a world record in every single one of them. But then again, I think he's pretty much the only guy that does Assassin's Creed speedruns. I don't think he has much competition.
We will learn much from this, Aloy.
That's what I'm hoping.
I'll not die at Zero Dawn. I'm not gonna YOLO when I'm in good pace. The last run was minus 35, so I just wanted to YOLO it, save it 2 seconds if I did.
We get to see if your attack on their focus network was entirely successful.
Exactly, I mean, you could never do that. If you ran all the Zelda games, there's no way you would have all the records. Or record in each game. Like, that would be impossible. Or, it would be possible, but you would have to basically dedicate your life entirely to it. Because there's so much competition in those games, for example. On Mario. Even though there are a few players out there that does have top times in a lot of Mario games.
So you've been here before.
Obviously. No.
Or, not a lot of players, but a guy like Valu has top times in all the Mario games.
Show you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before
For example.
you descend to the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused.
But yeah, of course, if you run a lot of unpopular games, or not popular games really, then of course you would have a lot of records.
I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
There's also people out there that just looks for games on speedrun.com that basically has no times or very bad times and just do runs to get free world records. That's also a very common thing.
Welcome to Project Zero.
Oh yeah, the Mexican runner is also a good example
We found
of
it.
the guy that can run a lot of games and have very top times in a lot of them.
Proceed into viewing room 1 for an important.
What was this place?
A lot of the top NES players usually have a lot of top times in multiple NES games.
Initiating playback.
I don't know what it is with the NES community, but they...
That doesn't make sense.
Usually if you have good times in one game, that means you have good times in a lot of games.
But it was.
When you play NES games. I don't know what it is.
How Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
There are other people out there, like Cool Kid has a lot of records in different games, or Indie Sway has a lot of, or Indie Swede, or however you say that. There's a lot of records in a lot of NES games.
If it moves, kill it.
What is this place? Initiating playback.
So, the whole Earth destroyed. But then, remade?
Yes. By a machine.
Intruder! Get her!
Creation. Whatever you do, don't die now.
Oh yeah, also another player I just remembered is of course Distortion,
Here we go.
who has a lot of top times in a lot of games.
Need to find the right configuration. Found one. Looks intact. Looks like that part I found upstairs.
Distortion also puts a lot of time into every game he plays.
Now let's get that door
It's no surprise he has top times. Yeah, I did. I was in the crowd when he did that. It was really cool. That was one of the best things at ESA was his blindfolded super tunnel. I actually watched TMR. I haven't watched him in a while, but I watched him a lot when he played, he still does play it, but Cuphead. And then I started watching him play other games as well. But of course, he plays a lot of NES games, so... And I'm not really that familiar with NES. But I really enjoy watching him play Cuphead. Cuphead is a cool speedrun. It's fun seeing a really hard game like Cuphead being played by somebody who is really good. But yeah, Battletoads is kinda, I would say, TMR's main game. Or the one he puts the most time into, I would say. But that's what I enjoy about speedrunning, watching people that are really good at a specific game. So the most, like the streamers I tend to watch is usually only play one game, but then they're really good at that game. Just did the Death Ring skid on Mason. Nice, dude. The one inside the building? Or the one outside?
I can't.
Oh, maybe.
You can't think of what games you're playing? What do you mean?
You and then to be at home after I soon in you're and
I'll never beat that thing without weapons. My weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I can use its strength against it.
Lucky Rob plays a lot of Final Fantasy. And Horizon Zero. Oh yeah, that one, yeah. Yeah, because the one inside the building isn't that hard to do, but I would imagine you would get that easily. But yeah, the one outside can be a little tricky. Alright, let's kill this behemoth. Oh my life! I was on 1 HP? Oh, somebody clipped that. Holy fuck. That was close. I was on 1 HP? Holy shit.
Wait.
It was a bad behemoth fight, but I didn't die. Oh my god. Fuck, I got scared there. Holy shit. Oh. Good emote, Rush. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Alright. Back to the run. I don't get how that didn't kill me. Oh, I literally feel like my heart skipped a beat doing that. I was on 1 HP. Jesus Christ. Good thing the behemoth doesn't have any follow-up attacks. Like, it doesn't attack multiple times in a row like some other machines. He does one powerful attack and then waits and does another. The attacks he does have do a lot of damage if they connect.
Up there. Varl, Sona, they're still alive.
Did it. We only helped. I thought we would die.
At the best.
So, she out by have you what she Ayla
Talk.
Oh,
I see you're inside.
Figured I might be hearing from you.
Shall we begin?
I never stopped. Looks like they don't like this door very much.
Genetic identity confirmed. Entry authorized.
Of course they hated it.
Greetings, Dr. Serbeck. You are cleared to proceed. Welcome to the Lyceum.
So, what was this place, exactly?
The dream of Apollo. Never realized.
Why not?
Priority trust accessed. Identiscan malfunction rectified. Elucianized. Route 1 access unsealed.
This is going to be interesting.
All Mother spoke to her. It's true.
But now she will show those murderers the goddess's justice.
I don't know how I still save time there. Felt like a really bad fight. Wasn't the worst, like the Thunderdot didn't really hit me much, but whatever. I'll take it. Look at bandits. Oh shit, they're attacking the behemoth. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, the behemoth decided to do that attack, so that's fine. That attack can not knock me off, but if he had did something else, it could have been bad. Time for focus mode for the rest of the run.
I'm not far from Pitchcliff.
Like full focus
Murad's
mode.
set to look for his agent in the town's marketplace. Pitchcliff isn't far. Murad's agent is waiting in the town marketplace.
Get the dirt, boys!
This must be Pitchcliff. Murad's agent should be at the marketplace by now.
Never bothered me that the guy who got down does. How am I supposed to get someone back like that?
Go! Fuck! Whew. Alright. Not too bad.
Over here!
Not too bad. Fuck.
There must be in there. We have to get through.
There must be a way to get through. Just notes about crafting. And a letter tucked between the pages. Well, thank you. Talk's attacking. I better see if I can help.
And when he does that fucking sidestep. Good to know, Rob. We'll look into it.
The way to the mountain will be hard. Ferocious machines prowl every step of the climb.
More corrupted.
Not corrupted, but they will not tolerate humans.
So what else is new?
I doubt they think at all. More like an instinct. Gathering them to brave.
Thanks, Rob.
You made a climbing path for me, but left an army of machines for me to deal with?
Since when were machines any obstacle for you? If you could fly, I wouldn't have bothered with a climbing path either.
Don't look down. Don't look down. This is exactly the kind of...
But
you...
not the key. Yeah.
Genetic identity confirmed. Entry authorized. Reading.
Mind your footing.
Guess that's my way across. Glad that's over. This must have been where they lived. What's left of it. Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal.
The Focus can rebuild them, but the process is slow. To us, it seems a powerful device, but its engine is tiny and limited.
How slow?
This is Charles Ross.
Years.
Yeah, I can see it.
Consider yourself with stopping Hades and
I'll check it out after the run.
and you might live long enough to hear them.
fast movement. One day she's not gonna grab on. No, one day it's gonna.
When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
Because there was no...
Unlocked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance? Oh no.
That's she doesn't.
You?
If it.
You're what?
All right. All right. Time to focus on the rest of it. This is the silence before the storm.
Overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance? Oh no.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen, okay? To what I'm about to say. See,
thanks for the good luck.
Please, stop trying to access the system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. What I'm trying to say is I can't stop thinking about the ones who come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted. We've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
It doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone. All of it. Every copy.
Sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice, it's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard! Millennia of culture!
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence, innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Captain Thomas.
Like
the world not.
Try not to fall to your death. The master override doesn't override gravity. Howard, but some the truth. I help because when I know which, yeah.
So
I take
that. Oh.
All right. Time for the late game.
No shadows under the noonday sun. Words to live by. So what's your guard down?
I've sent a messenger to the claim to let her.
I'm glad
she wouldn't tell him.
Only.
If I'll
meet.
Eric, take it ours. Hey, look, when we, but you were. Is it fine? We will.
There's someone out there.
Able-bodied adventurers, preferably with no friends or family.
Or he has a surprise for us.
Is it a bomb? Doesn't look too big.
Big enough to kill us.
All right. I'll shut up.
It looks like a wooden bracket. Not very strong.
Yes!
Can I interest you in a reasonable share of get to the fire and shut up a bucket line?
These new Osram constructions. What happened?
I haven't heard a blast like that since the liberation.
And go.
There's smoke rising from the edge of the mesa. Oh, the tracks lead inside. Another one of Dervahl's. This must be where Dervahl sent. Dervahl did find a way into the palace.
Now for a good Glentor fight. Please.
Wish I could beat.
I need to do it the hard way.
Oh, good on you.
What's up there?
He didn't die. Fuck yes, dude. Holy shit. This is good.
Hey, look, you would, but
Yeah.
come on.
Well,
Now trying to.
he.
No.
Hey, it's
I.
well,
It's
by hey, please.
he with it. It will weak.
I'm trying.
Marie
Perhaps yes.
and
No.
That was a fat gold.
Quietly does it. Panic in the city will only create another enemy. And do keep me appraised of each new arrival. Ah, word, but so other.
Boland's apartment feels empty.
Believe it or not, that can still be faster.
Sleep? Did I leave anything unfinished?
Alright, don't fuck up Helis.
Campfires, perhaps? Massing forces for the long march to the city gates?
That's not wood smoke.
And what is it?
The end. Or how it begins, anyway.
Deathbringers you spoke of?
To the guns! To the guns! Now!
By the sun, do as she says!
Set loaded! All of you, be ready to fire!
Will the guns hold them back?
We're about to find out. No! Rally the vanguard. Send reinforcements.
Aloy, no!
We need those guns!
He will cut you down!
Not this time!
You have vexed me long enough.
Should have fought me in the
So good so far.
Chance to catch a breath and prepare.
Fuck yes. Holy shit, this run. Fuck. What is this run? What the fuck is this run, guys?
Aloy! Aloy! Aloy!
Dad?
My own mother, you survived. I thought you were killed.
The others, are they...
No. Wounded, but alive, mostly. The machines blasted through, then kept going. They marched on the spire, dragging that thing with them.
Take care of the others, Teb. I've gotta go. must have gotten through the defenses. And that's Vanguard. I have to get up there.
Ooh, we got one jump.
Gotta keep going. Keep pushing. Knew this wouldn't be easy. So no holding back.
Aloy!
They're alive.
Not we're back. Right.
I should stock up. Last chance.
Yes! Oh my god, this run was good. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Sub 201. Holy shit. GG. Damn. That late game though.
Elizabeth Sobek.
23 more seconds to go. Holy fuck. Damn. That was good. Oh, thanks guys. I was so focused throughout the entire late game. Damn. Up 2 is kind of possible. It's totally possible. Still tough, but damn, this run. Finally. Finally, I feel like I got a good PB. Ugh. After such a shitty week of runs, we finally get something like this. You have found a huge gap between 10 and 20 seconds? Sure, I'll look into it. Just Damn. God. I even golded Ritz defense, like what the fuck. I had bad Glinthawks on the Ritz defense, so I'm pretty sure it can still be faster. Damn. Holy shit. Damn. It's gonna be tough to run against this run. It doesn't matter.
Okay, Gaia.
No matter what run we're gonna run against, sub 2 is still gonna be hard.
Right. Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was
Damn.
a children's electronics kit.
Oh, that was so good.
The wiring to an auto battery and solar PV. So the grass caught fire. And, so did a tall pine that had stood there, I don't know, maybe 100 years.
Query. You
I don't even know what to say. Like, Borderlands didn't go that well.
Home, thank God. So
Borderlands was kind of bad.
And after, she took me out to the
If we have
lawn
to point out
and
something.
showed me the dead baby birds because there were nests in a pine tree.
Query.
What did I tell you?
I'm not sure.
I just needed a run where certain things just click
I
together.
remember yelling that I didn't care.
Here we are.
And that's when my mother took my face in her hands and spoke.
Query.
It's very possible the next PV I get it's
She
up
said
to.
I had to care. She said, Elizabeth, being smart will
God, it's such a relief getting a PB after such a
you have to use your smarts to
week
count
of
for
runs. It's just
serve
been
life, not death.
dying everywhere.
You often tell stories of your mother, but you are childless.
I never had time. Guess it was for the best.
Learned a lot from watching me.
If you
Thanks.
had a child, Elizabeth,
I guess.
what would you have wished for him or her?
I guess I would have wanted her to be curious.
God.
And willful, unstoppable even. But with enough compassion to heal the world. Just a little bit.
I can't wait to see the skip, Rob. I'm just gonna be happy about this run right now. But I'm sure it's a good skip.
Anyway, that's all I've got for now, Gaia. Time to tuck in.
I wish you a pleasant sleep, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Well, looking forward to sub 2 now.